insane. It's crazy.
Hey, this is Dustin at Bearclan Jiujitsu. This is my buddy Dom. I wanted to do this episode to kind of talk about something that's actually really important at Jiu-Jitsu, and that is your health, taking care of yourself. Dom went through probably one of the scariest things, I would say, to probably have happen, facing the dreaded staph infection. Except it wasn't like a little nick on your leg. It was actually a pretty scary situation, and we're all super thankful Dom is here today to tell a story.
So it started as just an abscess in my chest, like behind my sternum.
Yeah, so it wasn't anything visible on your skin or anything?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. There was one class where like I was just getting passed and smashed, and I got up and like my whole right arm was like completely just gone.
Yeah.
And I go home just complaining about a little bit of pain in my chest, and then it's like continuing for the next like few days. It got to the point where I couldn't even like lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like positioning myself in the bed would like cause so much pain.
Yeah.
And so I went to the hospital, and then they sent me home with ibuprofen and like Tylenol.
Like they kind of were like your ribs out of place or something, right? Like
they were thinking, yeah, like a pulled muscle in my ribs or whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a couple days after the first hospital visit, I started to see like a little bump on my sternum, and I was like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
And so then we went again to the hospital, and they were like not taking it lightly. They were doing every test, CT scans,
blood work or whatever? Probably?
Yeah, blood work.
Yeah. Like an MRI.
MRI, there we go, there we go.
We're doctors, clearly. We know what we're talking about.
Staphylococcus, whatever it is. They immediately had me sent to Bangor, and I was in the hospital for like weeks, it felt like.
They realize it's staph infection. There's an abscess under your sternum, which is scary because it's right next to your heart, it's right next to your lungs. From my recollection, that hospital stay was pretty serious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I just remember like the thought of going home just like didn't seem like it was like the next day or the next day. It just seemed like everything was moving so slow.
Yeah. And they were just like, obviously you're on antibiotics, all that IV antibiotics and stuff, and they're just trying to kill the infection in your system. And
there was like 4 people in the room with me.
Yeah.
And by the time I had left, like 4 people had come and gone.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like, all right, bye Miles, bye Harold, bye. It's just like, it was depressing in that way. But the second I got the drain in, that's when I like was all right. We're getting some steps in, and
like drain like into where the abscess was.
Yep. So directly into the chest.
They like a giant needle or whatever, like down into your chest, hook up a tube to drain out the abscess.
Yep. Pick line was like all the way up my shoulder into the heart. Like that one was pulling that out. The girl literally was like full wingspan.
Yeah. So they take a tube, right, that goes into an artery here that travels all the way through your arm up to your heart. And what was that? That was to keep pumping antibiotics in your system, right?
Yep. So I could do it at home.
Yeah.
Like every week they'd send me a big box with saline, the actual antibiotic. Blood thinners, alcohol pads, the little caps for the pick line.
Yeah.
And so I did kind of feel like a doctor for a little bit there. And it was like every 8 hours, 3 times a day. And it was just like, you'd have to stay up really late, wake up really early.
Yeah.
But I guess I wasn't going to work, so I could just pass back out. And it was kind of a nice little relaxing.
So how long was that? were you doing the?
That was like,
Because that was a while.
yeah, it was like the whole summer.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like, I mean, you had that pick line for, I mean, that would have been a couple months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just, that's crazy. That is so serious. You know?
Yeah, I never really even think about it like that now.
Yeah.
I try to just block it all out now. Like I don't have a bag hanging from my clothes anymore. So.
Yeah. So that was a couple months long. What was it like? Obviously, once you were officially cleared, right? They take the drain out, the pick line out. What was that like after?
I remember I'd have to get them like cleaned up, and I would talk to the girl that was doing the pick line changes, and I'd tell her like, all right, we've got 2 more weeks of this, 3 more, and I remember the day that she took it out. It was like, for sure, like one of the best days like of my life. Like all the skin was so like, it looked like I was underwater for like so long. It was just like destroyed my skin. It was all red.
Yeah.
And I remember it took like a couple days after that for it to just look completely normal, and I was just so thankful. But
what was that like coming back into class, coming back in and hanging out, you know? What was going through your head?
Well, I kind of like screwed myself a little bit coming into the classes and not being able to roll, because it was like just chomping at the bit, looking at everyone hit like different submissions or whatever. But the first class back, I was stoked for sure. I obviously wanted to go a little too hard, and then kind of slowed myself back down a little bit, but we're here.
Obviously, I'm super thankful, you know, that you made it. You're all solid and stuff. Obviously, had you not caught it when you caught it, it feels like you're touching death a little bit, you know, like
a little bit.
You caught it early, and they were able to take care of it. It was a long road to recovery, but you know, as an academy owner, so as a coach, it's involved in people's lives, doing what we do. Like that's like the worst case scenario, because it feels so out of control, like out of my control. Like it's not like I can tell people not to jump guard or something, you know what I mean, to like prevent those kind of injuries. It's just this invisible boogeyman. Go to the hospital. If you have some weird thing happening on your body, go get it checked out. It's not worth the potential risk involved. And I mean, I know what I felt like that first class you came back in. It just was like the choirs of angels, you know what I mean? Like baby Jesus or whatever, you know, like. Just as an encouragement to you out there, right? Take care of your body. You know, use a good soap. Keep an eye on things. You know, if something's weird going on, go get it checked out. Go get it looked at. This is like kind of worst case scenario, I think, for jiu-jitsu athletes. And you hear about it, you know, and when you go through it, when you walk through it, I mean, we mop the mats regularly. We make sure everything's disinfected. I'm always telling people, you know, to use defense soap or like that kind of stuff. And yet it still happens, you know, and something you can't always control. You can pick up staph, you know, playing on a playground or walking barefoot outside. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not just
everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Go to your back, it would have been fine. Because you fell to your side, you have to get both sides. Yeah. Does that make sense? Because you're not grab the body.
It's insane. It's crazy. Who can hold a handstand the longest? That's what I want to do. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, they're holding out strong. Don't fall into each other, whatever you do. You're getting kind of close. Oh!
All right, guys, on the wall. Super glad you're back. I mean,
So glad to be back.
Dude.
It's unreal.
yeah, it's the best. Dude.
Feeling like 100% now?
Yeah, good question.
If I was getting passed a lot today, I feel like I was like 80% maybe. But if there's like a lot of good highlights in there, yeah, I'm back.
We'll try to get
If I look good in the replays, I'm back. Basically.
Dom is back. That's all. That's what matters. Let's go.